It was a cold, moonlit night when a luxurious car broke down near a remote village. The driver, Mr. Arjun Malhotra, one of the wealthiest men in the city, had no choice but to walk through the dimly lit streets of the village, seeking shelter. Arjun, accustomed to opulence, felt out of place amidst the humble huts and simple people who went about their lives without recognizing the tycoon in their midst. Knocking on a few doors, he was met with suspicion and polite refusals. "We don't have enough space," said one. "We barely have food for our own family," muttered another. Exhausted and disheartened, he reached the edge of the village, where a small, dilapidated house stood. With little hope, he knocked. The door creaked open to reveal a frail man, Ramesh, and his wife Sita, holding a small lantern. Their two children peeked curiously from behind them. "Who are you, and what do you need?" asked Ramesh, his voice wary but kind. Arjun explained his predicament, expecting yet another rejection. Instead, Sita said, "We don't have much, but you are welcome to stay. A stranger in need is like God knocking on your door." Inside, the house was as humble as its occupants. A single room served as a kitchen, bedroom, and living area. The family quickly set up a small cot for Arjun and insisted he take the only blanket they had. Sita prepared a simple meal of rice and lentils, dividing the portions carefully so everyone could eat. Arjun noticed the children eating smaller portions, their hungry eyes betraying their sacrifice. "Why are you doing this for me? You barely have enough for yourselves," he asked. Sita smiled softly. "Our happiness comes from helping others. What good is life if we can't share what little we have?" Arjun was moved. For the first time in years, he felt a warmth that no luxury could buy. That night, as he lay on the cot, he thought about the selflessness of the family. They didn't know his name, his wealth, or his status, yet they gave him everything they had. At dawn, Arjun prepared to leave. Before stepping out, he turned to the family and said, "Your kindness has humbled me. Tell me, what can I do for you? Anything you wish, just ask." Ramesh replied, "We want nothing, sir. Helping you was our reward. We believe God blesses those who help others." Arjun smiled, his eyes misty. "You may not ask for anything, but you will be rewarded. Mark my words." With that, he left, carrying not just the memory of their kindness, but a profound sense of purpose. Back in his city mansion, Arjun couldn't stop thinking about the family. Their generosity had awakened something dormant in his heart. He decided to repay their kindness in a way that would change their lives. Their kindness was a stark contrast to the indifference he had faced earlier in the village. It wasn't just their act of sharing their food and home. It was the purity of their hearts, the way they smiled despite their hardships, and their unwavering humanity. But Arjun wasn't just moved, he was inspired. He decided that this family's selflessness deserved not just gratitude, but a transformation of their lives. He would help them, not as a benefactor, but as someone who wanted to honor their spirit. However, Arjun also realized that helping them openly might overwhelm them. They might feel uncomfortable or even refuse his assistance. So he devised a subtle yet impactful plan. A month later, Arjun returned to the village in a humble disguise, dressed as a merchant looking for local workers. He approached Ramesh with a proposal. "I've heard about your honesty and hard work," he said. "I need someone trustworthy to manage a new plot of land I've purchased nearby. It pays well, and you can move your family closer to the site." Ramesh, though hesitant at first, agreed after some persuasion. The family moved to the new location, which turned out to be a modest but well-built house surrounded by fertile land. To Ramesh's astonishment, everything he needed for farming, tools, seeds, and even an irrigation system, was already in place. "This seems too much," Ramesh told the merchant, Arjun in disguise. "Why would you do this for someone like me?" The merchant smiled and replied, "Sometimes the world notices kindness in unexpected ways. Consider this an opportunity, not charity." The help didn't stop there. Over the next few weeks, small but significant changes began to occur in their lives. A teacher visited their home, offering to tutor Ramesh's children for free, claiming it was part of a government initiative. The children began to excel in their studies, something Ramesh and Sita had only dreamed of. A traveling doctor started visiting the area regularly, providing much-needed care for Sita's health issues and ensuring the family stayed healthy. One day, a trader from the city approached Ramesh, offering to buy his crops at a higher price than he had ever imagined. This steady income allowed the family to live comfortably for the first time. Months later, as the family thrived, the mysterious merchant, Arjun, returned. This time, he came dressed as his true self, a wealthy businessman. When Ramesh opened the door and saw the man they had once sheltered, he was stunned. Arjunji, you were the merchant? Ramesh asked, his voice trembling. Arjun nodded with a smile. Yes, it was me. I didn't want you to feel obligated or uncomfortable. You didn't ask for anything, yet you gave everything. This was my way of honoring your kindness. Sita's eyes welled up with tears. But why only us? There were so many others in the village. Arjun's face turned serious. Because you were the only ones who opened your door to a stranger without knowing who I was. Kindness like that is rare, and it deserves to be celebrated. The family insisted that Arjun stay for a meal, just as he had done that fateful night. This time the food was plentiful, the children were smiling, and the house was filled with laughter. Arjun shared stories of his childhood and the lessons he had learned from their kindness. Before leaving, Arjun made one final promise. I will always be here if you need me. But remember, you are not where you are today because of me. You are here because of your own goodness and strength. As he walked away, Ramesh and Sita stood at the door, their hearts full. They had not only gained a better life, but also a lifelong friend. For Arjun, helping the family wasn't just an act of gratitude. It was a reminder that even in a world full of indifference, small acts of kindness could create ripples of change.